Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Imagine that you're going out on a blistering hot day in the peak of summer. You're fasting and then you find a huge tree where you can find shade. Imagine your joy. Similarly, on the day of judgment, which is 50,000 years long, imagine being given shade. And not just anybody's shade, but the shade of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Keep watching to find out how we can become eligible candidates for this shade.
X is loving one another for Allah's sake. The Prophet ﷺ said, there are 7 whom Allah will shade in His shade on the day when there is no shade except His shade. Amongst them will be 2 people who loved each other for Allah's sake, meeting for that and parting upon that. This signifies the lofty status that we can reach just through good companionship in our life's journey. And the Prophet ﷺ also said, you are on the religion of your friend. So it's important that the sowing ground of the seed of friendship should be love for Allah's sake. When we think of faithful friends, we can only think of the most faithful friend of all time, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu. In the incident of Isra wal Mi'raj, the incident of the night journey and the ascension to the heavens, when the Quraysh tried to make Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu doubt this event, he said that if the Prophet ﷺ said that it happened, then it is without a doubt 100% true. Therefore, he was given the title As-Siddiq, the affirmer of truth. To help us find these friends, here are a few practical tips that we can take away.
Be sincere and start with yourself. The Prophet ﷺ was once asked, which of our companions are the best? And then he ﷺ replied, the one whose appearance reminds you of Allah, the one whose speech increases you in knowledge, and the one whose actions reminds you of the hereafter. Ibrahim a.s. was known as Khalilullah, the friend of Allah, and he gained this great status because of the noble qualities that he possessed in gaining Allah's friendship. As the saying goes, a friend is like a friend. In other words, if you are a good friend, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless you with good companionship. Reality check. Are you a good friend? Search for righteous friends. The gardens of the righteous is gatherings of knowledge and places where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is remembered. These are the places where you will find true blossoms of friendship. Make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant you good companionship. Remember, dua is the weapon of a believer. It is an arrow that never misses its target. So always make dua to be granted towards good companionship and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us, and not only us but also our friends, with the best in this life and the hereafter. Those are 3 tips to search for friends which will help to sow the seeds of righteousness. The Prophet ﷺ said in an authentic hadith, those who love one another for Allah's sake will be seated on pulpits of light on the day of judgment. Think about this. When Yusuf a.s. achieved great heights in life, he didn't ask to be joined with the rich and the famous. Rather, he wanted to be joined with the righteous. And the dua that he made, and which we can all make, is Tawaffani Musliman wa alhiqni bis salihin. O Allah, make me die as a Muslim and unite me with the righteous. So let's make this dua that Yusuf a.s. made, so that we too can be united with the righteous, and so that we can be under the shade of Allah on the day of judgment. Until I see you guys in Alphabet Y, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.